Hi everyone, this is Sarah McDaniels-Wilson, and today I'm going to be presenting on abdominal abnormalities, specifically stones. This is an overview of what I'll be discussing today. So first we'll talk about the different types of stones this presentation is focused on. We will look at some imaging of abdominal anatomy, focusing on the gallbladder, kidneys, ureters, and bladder. We'll also look at imaging for the stones associated with those organs, and finally ending with a case study. The first type of stone I'll be discussing are gallstones. These are concretions in the gallbladder, cystic duct, or bile duct composed chiefly of cholesterol crystals. They are found more commonly in females than males, and they may form when bile contains too much cholesterol, bilirubin, or not enough salts. And they may also form when the gallbladder does not empty completely or often enough. Kidney stones, ureteric stones, and bladder stones kind of go hand in hand. These are calculi that form within the kidney and can travel into the renal pelvis, into the ureter, and eventually end up in the bladder. They are composed of salts of inorganic or organic acids or other materials, and they may form when urine contains more crystal-forming substances than the fluid in urine can dilute. We can see the gallbladder is being pointed out by the pink arrows in both of these imaging photos. The gallbladder is in very close association with the liver. That's the organ that I tend to look for first when I'm looking at these images, just to kind of get my bearings, and then I know the gallbladder is going to be very close to that. Both of these images are pointing out the left and right kidneys, and because of the liver sitting on the right side of the body, the left kidney sits up a little bit higher than the right. This image does a really good job of showing the connection between the kidneys, ureters, and the bladder. So first we can see the kidneys being pointed out by the red arrows. The P stands for the renal pelvis, which will connect down with the ureters, which are pointed out by the pink arrow, which eventually will connect with the bladder. Lastly, we have the bladder, which is being pointed out by the pink arrows. In this image, the first thing that we should look for is obviously we can see the liver, so that means the gallbladder is going to be very close to it. And within the gallbladder, we can see all of these white concretions. These are the gallstones. On the picture on the right, this is just a sample of various gallstones that have been removed. There's different shapes, sizes, and colors, so there's a lot of variation with these types of stones. In this image, we can clearly identify both the left and right kidneys, and we can see that the pink arrow is pointing out a single kidney stone. And on the picture on the right, again, is an example of the different types of kidney stones that have been removed. So again, they vary in size and color as well. I think this image is very interesting. We can see that there are ureteric stones that are kind of in a chain traveling down the ureter from the kidney heading down towards the bladder. And finally, this is an image of the bladder, and within it we can see lots of these bladder stones. The picture on the right again just shows some variation in the types and sizes of bladder stones. I found a really interesting case study that I wanted to share in this presentation. A 54-year-old man with a history of urinary frequency and urgency presented to the hospital. He stated that these symptoms had become more intense over a period of time, so he wanted to be seen by a medical professional. He ended up receiving an ultrasound which showed a renal stone, which is pointed out by the upper red arrow, and a very large bladder stone, which is pointed out by the lower red arrow. Obviously, this bladder stone needed to be surgically removed, and after it was determined to be 13.3 by 8 by 9.7 centimeters and a little bit over 1,000 grams. If you're interested in reading more about this case, I have it linked on my resource page. Thank you.